Tonight, a house being built in less than a week.
Plus, international fashion comes to Troy. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for November 3rd, 2011. I'm Courtney Still.
And I am Rachel Ellis. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, if you think that a house can't be built in 3 days, think again. Judson Garner has more.
Thursday afternoon, the Habitat for Humanity was in the middle of their 12th Blitz build. The goal is to have the outside structure of a house completely up in just 3 days. This organization is not designed just to give out free houses, but it's to help those who are in desperate need of assistance to build a safe home of their own.
We partner with families to help them build a home.
And the working crew helping the Pike County families are mostly Troy students who are not from Pike County.
I feel like me coming to Troy, coming so far away from home, that this community is giving so much to me that I feel like I should give back to them. You know, this family has been through so much with where they're living right now that I just hope that this new house can just give them a new start to their life.
Yeah, I volunteered in my country too, but usually older people volunteer more than young people. But here you see my people who are volunteering with me, all of them are students of Troy, and it's very good.
And despite the not so favorable weather conditions looming in, the executive director says it doesn't matter.
Because we build rain or shine. When we get the foundation poured, we're on. And we're going to build tomorrow and Saturday. I want everybody, if you don't do nothing but come by here and see and meet people, come on. We're going to have some Santa Fe chicken and some Hungry Howie's pizza tomorrow. Come get something to eat. And I guarantee if you get here and you start, you're going to work. You're going to have fun doing it.
Judson Garner, Troy, TrojanVision News.
If you would like to get involved with the project, you can go to 711 Martin Luther King Drive right here in Troy anytime from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Friday or Saturday. And for more information, you can call 334-372-7578.
New York, Paris, Milan, Troy. Not exactly a city that comes to mind when thinking of high-profile fashion meccas, but last night the Trojan Center ballrooms was full of models taking their turn on the catwalk. Christina Cook has the story.
Lights, camera, runway was all Lakator could think about as they presented their fall fashion show on Wednesday night. Lakator took students on a fashion evolution as they walked the runway.
Tonight we have our fall fashion show. Every year Lakator puts on 2 fashion shows, one in the fall, one in the spring, and this is our fall one. It's called Evolution of Fall. It's evolving, so we start with one team and we kind of evolve and show how we transform as a whole, so it's very impressive. Evolution of Fall to me means changing seasons. Like in a person's life, they go from one season to another as in they're evolving, becoming maybe more mature.
Tonight's fashion show took Troy University students through the many different phases of fashion, from high couture to casual wear.
We have mini scenes down to jungle scenes or couture Paris themes or big wild hats. We just have a little variety of everything.
The many colors of fall inspired most of the scenes Lakator created for the fashion show, and left some students inspired as well.
It's a really great night. I love the show. I love the colors. I love the fashion. It's just a great show. Evolution of fall, just think about the fall, the colors that the leaves go through. They go through a transition from being green to brown to yellows to red to eventually not at all. So, just like an evolution of colors, this is how evolution is. Fashion is a self-expression of your inner self. It's what people get to see that you know every day.
Christina Cook, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Lakator will hold another fashion show next semester to show off the fashions of the spring. Troy University students were given the opportunity to hear some of their professors' opinions of the topic of talent.
Yes, and whether or not talent is natural or something that can be learned. Kayla Sheeler has the story.
Troy University's English Forum held a panel discussion on the idea about talent. The panel was full of creative writing professors allowing students to pick their brain for an hour.
And this time we had a panel discussion on one of our freshman reading books, Talent is Overrated, by Jeff Colvin. It's actually the College of Communication and Fine Arts book of the year.
One professor had suggested creative writing being a useful tool to students as they struggle with their everyday lives. So important.
I think the university, the years we're at the university, we're searching for something. And creative writing gives an opportunity for students to really sit down and work out through writing who they are, what their journey is, what they're thinking about, their connections to other people. And it gives a student a way to really organize their sense of who they are and what they are at a particular moment in their lives.
Waters gives her opinion on what she believes is talent.
I think there are two things going on. I think most people do have some capacity for talent, to have some capacity to realize a talent. But things occur in their lives, life situations, life histories, or nothing happens in a life situation or life history. So that talent is buried so deeply, sometimes it's very difficult to reach it. But for some people, they've actively thought about it. They've kept this idea alive in themselves, and they nurture it, and they take care of it, and they seek it out.
Kayla Sheeler, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The next English forum is scheduled for the spring semester.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. Alabama's Attorney General is questioning the U.S. Justice Department's legal authority to get enrollment information about all students in 39 Alabama school districts. The department is seeking the information as a part of its federal lawsuit challenging the state's tough immigration law.
A former court clerk with the city of Spanish Fort is going to jail for theft. A judge in Baldwin County handed down the sentence to 41-year-old Mary Luft of Daphne, who was accused of embezzling more than $58,000 in city and state funds in 2006 and 2007.
California-based Google has gone all the way across the country to make Mobile its model city for getting more businesses to use websites that work well on smartphones. Google is planning a series of events and workshops in Mobile from November 14th through the 16th to help businesses build a presence on the mobile internet and get new customers.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, over a week without Trojan football, but the team is back in action again Saturday. Taylor Burke will have details on that and more in Trojan Sports.
But first, after 22 days of testimony, prosecutors and defense attorneys will summarize their cases as the Conrad Murray trial comes
Michael Jackson
to a close. That story when we come back.
Prosecutors bring up Michael Jackson's children as they try to tap into the jury's emotions. I'm Karen Brown in Los Angeles, and coming up, we'll have the very latest on the Dr. Conrad Murray trial.
Fear that a massive earthquake is to rock the city. Worst natural disaster this region has ever witnessed.
When a disaster strikes, time is a killer. The UN Central Emergency Response Fund jumpstarts relief efforts, which saves lives. Help us help in time. Donate now at rapiddisasterrelief.org.
At the heart of what we do in the College of Business is care for the students.
We feel like the students are our most important assets.
I have never been anywhere where I've known so many students on first-name basis.
What we try to do at Troy University is provide an experience to students that not only provide the curriculum that allows them to be successful in the business world, but we also try to expand their horizons to reach greater opportunities that maybe they didn't think they were capable of before.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Closing arguments are underway in the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor.
Conrad Murray is charged with involuntary manslaughter in the singer's death 2 years ago. Karen Brown is at the courthouse in Los Angeles.
The prosecution accused Dr. Conrad Murray of breaking a sacred trust with Michael Jackson.
Conrad Murray corrupted that relationship, and for that, Michael Jackson paid with his life.
During closing arguments, prosecutor David Walgren said the evidence against Dr. Murray is overwhelming. He called the cardiologist criminally negligent for causing Jackson's death with an overdose of the powerful anesthetic propofol.
For Michael's children, this case will go on forever because they do not have a father because of the actions of Conrad Murray.
Defense lawyers argue nothing Dr. Conrad Murray did or did not do was criminal. and that it was Jackson, desperate for sleep, who killed himself when he self-administered the lethal dose. The judge began the day by giving detailed instructions to the 7 men and 5 women on the jury. He told the panel to use their common sense and experience when deliberating.
Do not consider, for any reason at all, the fact that the defendant did not testify.
4364. Outside officers picked lottery numbers for a seat in the courtroom. Some spectators have been there almost every day of the trial. So have members of the Jackson family. The case will soon be in the hands of the jury. Karen Brown, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Taylor Burke joins us with sports.
So Taylor, over a week now without Trojan football action.
Yeah, they've had a lot of time off to think about these last couple of losses
right.
and get ready for a new style of offense they've never seen before. They might have some difficulty with, and we'll show you a little bit about that later on in sports. But we had a Trojan team that was in action yesterday, and we'll let you know how they did. Trojan soccer was in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for the Sun Belt Soccer Tournament and going up against the top-ranked team in the tournament in the North Texas Mean Green. North Texas ended the Trojan season with a 2-0 shutout. UNT scored early in the game, and then the Troy defense held the Mean Green scoreless until the 86th minute when North Texas added an insurance goal to go up by 2 and secure the victory over Troy. The Trojans would end their season with a record of 9-11-1. The game also marked the ends of 2 seniors' careers as Ashley Branham and Mary Morris competed for the final time. Trojan volleyball has lost 3 of their last 4 games, and things won't be getting any easier for them as they stay at home this weekend to play host to a few of the top teams in the Sun Belt. On Friday, Troy will be going head-to-head with Middle Tennessee at 7. The Blue Raiders are tied at the top of the East Division with a 12-1 record in the Sun Belt. Then on Saturday, Troy will take on one of the best teams, not just in the Sun Belt, but in the entire nation in Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers are 12-1 in the Sun Belt and 25-3 overall. This is the second time that Troy will be playing both Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky this season. Previously, versus the 2 teams, Troy was swept by both of them 3-0. With the Trojans having a little time off after a Tuesday night game last week, here's a look at what the Trojans are doing with their extra time off. The last time the football team was in action was 2 weeks ago on a Tuesday night game on ESPN. Because the Trojans played in a weekday game, they had the following Saturday off, and after an 11-day break from the football field, quarterback Corey Robinson hopes the team will be well rested and ready to go to finish out their season.
We got some guys beat up, but I mean, these 10 and 11 days, 12 days or whatever, I think that we can get some guys back healthy that can really help us out next Saturday at Navy.
We ought to be rested. If we handle it right, we should be rested, and hopefully approaching being well and everybody fit and ready to take on the challenge at hand of learning the game plan that it'll take to have a chance to defeat Navy.
The 11 days off gives the Trojans more time to prepare for a style of offense that they have never played against before, Navy's triple option. The triple option forces the defense to worry about multiple running options on a single play. Troy is coming into this game ranked 113th in the nation in total defense, giving up an average of 460 yards a game, while the midshipmen are ranked 5th in the nation in rushing yards, averaging 309 yards a game using the triple option.
Guys have to be, fundamentally sound, read the keys, let the blocks determine what they do, and I think it's definitely going to be a challenge this week, going outside of the spread and something we really don't get a chance to work at all with the wishbone. And the guys just going to have to be fundamentally sound this weekend.
The game against Navy will be the Trojans' final non-conference test of the regular season. And for Coach Blakeney, after 3 Sun Belt losses in a row, he is glad that his team has a chance to step away from Sun Belt play for a week and regroup.
It further defines what you've got to do, If you're out of league or you're off, and you see what is happening and what is taking place, and again further defines what your task at hand is.
Well, Troy, like Coach Blakeney said, a little bit of time away from the Sun Belt right now to play a non-conference game. Hopefully, let some of the other conference pieces fall into place and figure out where we got to go to climb back up in the rankings. But it's this weekend against Navy and a really tough offense in the triple option. So we'll see how the defense does against it.
That's right. Hopefully they can pull it off.
Yeah,
Hoping for a win.
It's going to be a tough task, but they had a little extra time off to prepare and
That's
hopefully look
right.
at some tape. So maybe they figured something out. They could stop this top-ranked rushing attack.
We can only hope.
Yep.
Thanks,
Good.
Taylor.
Thank you.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, presidential candidate Herman Cain believes an opponent in the race for the White House is to blame for the uprising of sexual misconduct allegations. That story is next.
Plus, it was a cool day today with showers later this afternoon. What's tonight looking like, Tiffany?
Well, those showers should be moving out of our area soon, but I'll give you more of those details later on in weather.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet? There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
If you can learn one thing in life, especially if you go into business, it's how to communicate and how to work with others. And I do think Troy taught me that.
Troy reaches out to people who they see their commitment to public service.
Troy just attracts students that want to give back to the community, that want to give back all across the world.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. We want to enable our students to go out into this world and make a difference.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
The finger-pointing has intensified over who disclosed past sexual harassment allegations against Herman Cain.
The GOP frontrunner hasn't had any public events today, but he's still hitting the airwaves to defend himself. Inez Ferrer reports from New York.
Herman Cain is criticizing what he calls the guilty until proven innocent culture of Washington, D.C. The GOP frontrunner says the sexual harassment allegations that surfaced this week started with rival Rick Perry's campaign. Perry denies it, telling the blog RedState.com, "I would suggest to you that there's not anybody from my campaign that knew anything about this." A Perry aide turned and pointed the finger at Mitt Romney. Romney's camp had a two-word response: not true.
Excuse me.
Cain's patience has been wearing thin after answering questions about the claims in about a dozen interviews this week.
There are factions that are trying to destroy me personally as well as this campaign.
Thursday, Politico.com reported one accuser settled her sexual harassment claim with a $45,000 payout from the National Restaurant Association, more than the 2 to 3 month salary that Cain had suggested. A second woman reached a $35,000 settlement with the trade group, a year's salary for her.
Hi, Texas Tea Party Patriots.
Cain is scheduled to appear in a Tea Party debate this Saturday with Newt Gingrich. Organizers hope to avoid talking about the scandal.
The response that we seem to be hearing is, let's get to the substance of it. Let's get these two guys out there and have them talk about entitlement reform.
But Cain keeps getting questions about the controversy, and the debate is just 2 days away. For CBS News, Inez Ferrer.
Now Tiffany Lester joins us for a look at weather.
So Tiffany, woke up to another beautiful fall morning, and then all of a sudden the rains came around. Are they going to stick around?
It was very cool this morning, and the showers definitely cooled us down a lot more. It just recently stopped, however, but I'll get into more of those details for later on in the week. But first, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. It is pretty cloudy out there, pretty hazy, gray skies because of that rain that we just saw a few minutes ago, maybe an hour ago even. But as we take a look at our current conditions right now, the skies are still rainy. The temperature is about 66 degrees, dew point 65 degrees, humidity at a high of 95%, and barometer at about 30, and steady winds coming from the southwest at 10 miles per hour. Today's statistics, the high was 70, the low was 40. It says 0% chance of rain, but as we know around Troy University, we did see rain. Sun rose at about 7:03 and will set at 5:53 tonight. For temperatures around the state, we are seeing 68 degrees in our area. Montgomery is seeing some showers now, and in Huntsville they are seeing the lowest with 48 degrees. As we take a look throughout the southeast, it is high 70s in parts of Florida, but as you branch out, you will see some mid 60s to upper 70s, and in our area even some 50s. Across through the United States, they're seeing some 40-degree, 30-degree temperatures, and along in California, they're seeing some 70s even, so it's warmer there along that coast. For the current service map, there is a lot going on in our area. That cold front is pushing to the east, taking that rain along with it, so we won't be seeing very much in our area. As I said, it's just moving more east, so it should be gone by the end of the night. Precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours, we're just seeing some light showers here or there in our area, but it should be gone for the most part of tonight as the temperatures get down to the 40s tonight. For Friday's forecast, we won't be seeing any rain in our area, but over here on the west coast, they're seeing some snow and ice warnings, and in the Carolinas, some heavier rain. In parts of Florida are seeing some showers. For Saturday, still nothing in our area, just that there's ice and some wind advisories throughout the midsection of the United States. For Sunday, the same thing, just some rain in parts of Texas and across the northern part of the United States. Nothing in our area. And for tonight's forecast, those early showers have moved out of our area, and a clear night overall for the rest of the night. Very cool. Winds coming from the west-northwest at 12 miles per hour with a low of 40. And for tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, but keep your coat on as the high will be 67 degrees. For the 4-day forecast, we will be seeing Friday 67 degrees, Saturday 71, the highest on Monday at 76, and the lows are about 40, 41, 46, so it will be very cool at night, but a nice warm 70-degree temperature during the day. So Courtney and Rachel, it'll be nice during the day, but make sure you have that light jacket on and then a heavier jacket on at night. So
definitely. So the rain will come through, give us some cooler temperatures for a
Oh,
while.
yeah.
Still very cool at the evening, but you know,
Oh, yeah,
the weekend looks
definitely.
like I saw those 70s again. So
yeah, that fall is coming and going as it has been for the past few weeks.
Okay, thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.